Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Yarn Thing podcast with Marley Bird. This is a special edition. This is a live unboxing with Marley and Caitlin. So we are thrilled you are here. We are lucky enough to have wonderful sponsors here of the Yarn Thing podcast. So let's say thank you to Buffalo Wool Company, Creative Bug, Stitches.Events, Red Heart Yarns, where I'm the proud national spokesperson, and last but certainly not least, Red Heart Yarns. I said it twice. That's how much I love them. Erin Lane Bags is the fifth one that I wanted to mention. So if you want to learn more about our sponsors, please visit marleybird.com. There is a drop down menu for podcast and sponsors. You can learn more about all of them. And if you do go to their websites, tell them thank you for sponsoring one of your favorite podcasts. Please and thank you. As I mentioned, this is a special broadcast. We come to you once a month in the afternoon and the evening, wherever you are in the scheme of the United States or the world. And we do these unboxings, and it's a thrill to watch Caitlin unbox something new and to make her wait before we get all the answers or to our questions. And then we are lucky enough that more often than not, we have the owners or a representative of the company we're unboxing on the show with us. So we're able to ask questions. This is a live show, so we have a live chat happening right now. I'm going to do my best to moderate the chat as Caitlin heads up the podcast. So if you have questions or anything along those lines, please make sure you mention them in the chat. Say hello. I do have some other moderators that are helping me out. So many of you are already here from all around the world. We have South Florida and Texas and Greece and France. And that's all I see right now so far. New York. So welcome. Thank you. So glad you are here. So without further ado, let's welcome my partner in crime. Hello, Caitlin Mall. How are you?
Hey guys. Sorry, I was quick going over here to Facebook to post that we are live. Let me just
look at
finish
you.
this up.
So we have other people here joining us from California and Nevada, North Carolina, Missouri, Tucson, Massachusetts, another Massachusetts, Texas again, Michigan, Alberta, Arkansas, New York, Florida. Oh my gosh, all over the country for sure. Pennsylvania. So it's exciting. So yeah, I'm trying to stall so that Caitlin can do the Facebook stuff, guys. This is the kind of team we are.
We're good. We're posted. Sorry.
Awesome. So, hey, Caitlin, welcome back. I know that we didn't have a show in March.
Yes.
Things just fell through for us, but that's okay. And we are back here in April, and we have a lovely guest. So I'm going to let you do the introductions.
Yeah. So, hey, guys, welcome back. We're so happy that we could be here again, and we have a great company to talk to you about. Tonight, we have Mary from Kitterly, who is joining us, and you might have seen them around on Facebook or some other places. And I saw them and I was impressed with the patterns that they were including in their subscription box. And I said, we need to talk about them. We need to figure out their story. We need to tell people about them. We need to get the word out about this because it looks like an awesome kit. So that's what we're doing tonight.
Very cool.
Hi, Mary.
Hi.
Hello, Mary. Happy you are here. Happy you are here. So Caitlin, I'm like you. I saw a lot of advertising for Kitterly, which I thought was Knitterly, online on Facebook. And I have really been interested to learn more about them. So I'm thrilled you were able to contact them. So I'm going to let you jump in, handle all of this with Mary, and I'll just pop in whenever there's a question in the chat room.
Sounds wonderful.
All right.
So guys, I do have one of their kits, the April kit, but we're not going to open that yet. You got to wait. Okay. So let's start out. If I look off to the side, it's because I have my list of like questions so I don't forget things. So it's not like I'm not looking at you guys, but okay. So Mary, let's get started. Sure. I am assuming here that you are a knitter. And I just wanted to know what your story is with how you got started in the craft and kind of how that led into starting this business.
Sure. So, yeah, I am a knitter and I'm a multi-crafter. I like to do lots and lots of things. I actually learned my first thing I probably learned how to do was sew as a little girl.
Okay. Machine sewing or hand sewing?
Both.
Okay.
So,
very cool.
But when I was like somewhere between 8 and 10, I'm going to date myself. For Christmas, I got a real working sewing machine of my own because my mom's sewing machine was a little finicky and she didn't want me messing on it. So it was Holly Hobby branded. and the first Holly hobby, not the Holly hobby that came back like in the last like 5-10 years. But yeah, I've just been crafting my whole life. My next door neighbor taught me how to crochet. So I used to make granny squares to my heart's content as a little girl. And as an adult, my mother-in-law bought me about 12, 13 years ago, bought me a little mini knitting kit for Christmas and showed me how to cast on. And I immediately made myself a seed stitch scarf. I went straight to seed stitch, no garter stitch for me. And and I was off to the races. It's a hobby I love. I like the fact that it's very portable so that I can take it with me. I still love to do all my other things, my sewing and I do a lot of jewelry design, but with 2 cats and a small child, it's really hard to do that in the house because beads get everywhere.
I 100% understand. I'm going to just show you this. I was working on making myself a necklace before this, so I totally get it. I'm like quick trying to work on it while my kids aren't in the house because that is not a very portable craft. Where knitting and crochet, like I can throw it in my bag and take it anywhere with me, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's so awesome, yeah, because I used to travel a lot. So when I worked, when I worked a full-time job before I started doing Kitterly full-time. And so it's always something nice to take on very long trips and just in the car ride. And I don't know, I really get a lot of joy out of making things for other people. So, which was probably the big catalyst for me when I got started, is it was something that I could make that it wasn't like buying a gift card, when all your friends are busy professional working women and they can buy whatever they want. Like just another Macy's card didn't seem special. And I don't know, I'm a gift giver too. So I love to I just like to make things. And so knitting is a huge hobby of mine. And I don't know if you want me to just talk a little bit about the backstory of what Kitterly, why we are doing what we're doing.
That would be wonderful.
Okay. So yeah, as a crafter, I shopped at my local yarn stores. I'd buy online. I would comb Ravelry. And I always kind of got to this frustration point where I would either find a really cool pattern, but I couldn't find yarn for it, or I'd buy yarn and not have enough to make something. And I have a picture I use in presentations. It's a picture of all of my unfinished objects, my UFOs, of things that have gone disastrously wrong for whatever reason. And it's a lot of money tied up in that picture. And I just kind of one day said, why can't we try this a little bit differently? So I talked to a friend and an owner of a local yarn store here in Los Angeles, because I knew she was really interested in doing something different. I said, hey, why don't we try this idea? I don't want to say yarn store on steroids, but like be something different. Like look at the crafter from the crafter's perspective rather than just selling you a bunch of supplies. So, or just, like Ravelry is great for inspiration and patterns, but there was just, for me, it was like, like I said, I used to work a crazy executive social media job and I literally had no time to shop. And so all I wanted to do was be able to make stuff and not have to worry about the hunt. So yeah, the idea from Kitterly came out of that. And
before you go on, so if you go on the website, you will see that, you have the subscription box, which we're really focusing on tonight. You also have supplies, but you also have a huge selection of kits that you can go and purchase, so you don't have to go hunting for the pattern and the yarn. It's all right there. So kind of which one came first, or did it happen all at once to have the subscription and everything else that you have available?
So the idea, the primary driver of the business are the kits. So that was really the inspiration. It's like, let's make a place where you can get design inspiration and also get everything you need to start and finish your project, and it be categorized by skill level and project interest. So if you're a beginner knitter and you want to make a sweater, you're not going to go find something that's steeked and come home with that. You're going to get, so you can
for yourself.
Well, you're talking to the girl that, like, instead of making a garter stitch scarf for her first project, I decided to go straight into seed stitch. So,
Awesome.
But, it was also very frustrating to do that. But what we found is a lot of times, because we love to work with, we have an amazing roster of designers that we work with. We partner with all of them directly. And we also partner with all these amazing, yarn dyers and, yarn makers from all over the world that sometimes the subscription kind of came as a natural evolution of like, how do we like talk more about our brand and our identity and what we want to be. And so having a kit club just made a lot of sense in the fact that it's a great first foray into the whole idea behind having a kit. And rather, it's not a yarn club. Like, it is a kit. Like, we go from, all right, what project are we going to do? What designer are we going to work with? What yarn are we going to pair with it? Sometimes we do the exact yarn. Sometimes we change it up. You just never know. It's always the little Kitterly spin is what we call it.
Very cool.
So they kind of go hand in hand together.
Okay, very cool. So, you're talking about the business and kind of how you took a different approach to it and things like that. So, did you go out and get a bunch of other subscription boxes to figure out what you wanted to do? Or this was just an idea that you had and you've never really experienced a subscription box before like this?
I bought a few subscription boxes, and I come from the tech world. So my life before Kitterly was I worked in social media and technology, and I actually worked for it's now very large, but I was there in the beginning, subscription box company. So I knew the whole model of like how it works, and what I didn't want is to create something where we were just grabbing a subscriber and then they take the box one time and we make it so that then they never come back. So our thing is about, we want to provide something with value. So you're going to get more, because we actually put, after the kit gets released to the Kit Club members, we will release the kit to the general public and they pay fair retail price for it.
Okay, I was going to ask about that.
Yes. So we always want to make sure that what we have is a little bit special. And it's a little exclusive. And obviously from a price point, we make it appealing, but then at the same time, like, we don't want it to be so inexpensive that then it doesn't seem like it's something valuable, because, so there's kind of that fine line between there. But yeah, so that's kind of where we look at it in terms of what our model. So we bought a few boxes, and I've seen yarn clubs and I follow them. And like I said, and I have the complete opposite world where I know everything about every other box club that's out there, whether it's shoes, shavers. I mean, especially in LA, we have like 10 of them. So
that's very cool. So, you were just talking about your website and how you can go in and search by like beginner, intermediate, and that kind of thing. Is that how the kit is set up as well? Or what is do you do the same level for knitters every time? Does it change over time? How does that work for people?
So for our kit club, we really want the project to be something that you can complete close to within a month as possible. Because the whole idea is that we want you to subscribe and stay subscribed. And it's not something we did. And it's not just about stashing. I mean, I know we all stash. Believe me, I have a stash myself. But come on, we're all knitters. We know there's a closet somewhere in somebody's house. It's like,
I call it decoration. It's decoration.
Yeah, you have a beautiful wall of yarn behind her that I'm a little envious of, because I have 2 cats that would eat it. So mine all has to be put in a closet and sealed in plastic bags.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the mohair maze I cleaned up after Christmas. But anyway, so getting back on track. Our focus is to make sure it's something that you can finish in a timely manner. So most of the projects are kind of intermediate level.
Okay.
Though sometimes they might have some short rows in them, but we try to make it something accessible and not too crazy that you wouldn't be able to finish. So it's not going to be like a 7 skein faded shawl, like crazy project, full skein. It's usually, a 2 skein fingering weight project, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes we play around a little bit. Like, I don't know, we get a little crazy and want to change it up.
So there's a question in the chat room, because it goes along with this, so I want to ask it. Somebody is asking, do you have kits that people can choose their choice of yarn if they have allergies? And then to go along with that, somebody said, are these complete kits? I don't know what that means. I'm wondering if they're like, does it include needles? Does it like what's all included in the kit?
So regarding substitutions in case of allergies, currently we don't have that ability to option out. But like if it's, we have a helpline, you can email the help.kitterly. And if you, hey, I'm allergic to cashmere and I want to make a shawl, we can help you with that. These are great ideas for us. We're a tiny team. So just so you know, like our website looks very, very pretty, but there are 5 people in total in the company. And that includes our shipping person. So we don't have a very big team. There's not little engineers going back there like reprogramming every day. So like, sometimes that's me doing it. But yeah, so yeah, we wanted, those are things that we want to do as we evolve and as we grow and like create like an even better platform. So, because like I said, the goal is to be able to service crafters in all needs, you know, whether it's yarn types or skill level, and make that as easy as possible. Regarding how the kits work, they are complete kits. So we pair up, every kit at a minimum is a pattern and yarn. And it will be the measured amount of yarn you need for that project, whether it's a sweater, a shawl. And sometimes we even custom like create the kits we'll work with a yarn dyer and be like, hey, this project called for 7 different colors of yarn, and the designer originally used scrap yarn. Can you make a set of minis for us? And they'll do sets of minis. So we've done that quite a few times, which makes it fun. We always kit out the needles and the notions that you need, but they're not they're just an opt out. Like, so you go onto the kit page and we will present needles that you would need for the project. We've done all of that calculating down to the size. So if you're making a sweater, the needles have been customized to every single size that's in size options that we do for sweaters. And we try to do all options for sweaters. So if the sweater comes in 15 sizes, we have 15 sweater options for that project. So yeah, so we do make that available. Sometimes the needles, I'll be honest, like sometimes the needles won't show up, and it's mainly just because, you know, we're tiny and we're always constantly, we have right now over 500 kits available on the website. So sometimes we miss, oh, we're out of that needle. So we're constantly like having to check stock. But yeah.
Cool. Awesome,
Very
Caitlin, you're
cool.
up.
Okay, so kind of going along those lines, sort of, kind of. So you're talking about substitutions in what type of fiber it is. But so what about colors? Do people get to choose what color family they want, or is it dependent on what the project is? How does that work?
So for kit, there are 2 different ways we do it. So Kit Club is very special. So we, I know a lot of kit clubs, like or yarn clubs, you just kind of get something, or you can do color preferences every month. And I think, Caitlin, you got it. So we send an email out right before the kit club goes out and said, go to fill out the survey and you pick out what color options. So our designer makes out little color cards that give you an idea of what the colors might be. And then, so we usually do 3 to 4 combinations per kit club of color options. And then you can pick it. And we can't guarantee you'll get it, because if everyone wants the same color, we've got to spread the wealth a little bit, but they're usually awesome colors. So we don't have too many problems with that. So that's how Kit Club works. For the general kits that you see on the site, we have found that simple is best. So we pick out color combinations, and typically it'd be anywhere between 3 and 5 color combinations per project. And we calculate all that out. Even if it's a single color project, we'll only pick at most 4 or 5. And then you just pick out what colors you want. And we found we used to do it. It was almost unlimited, like on a single color project. If we had the yarn on our website, it would make it populating. So if you're Koigu, for example, Koigu could be, she has like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of color options. It gets overwhelming to the customer. So, we always take things in consideration, but right now we have found like people like, hey, 4 options, and they come out. Right. But they do evolve because we're constantly changing out what those color combos could be.
Very cool. So speaking of the patterns that come along with the kits, when you look on there, you can find the past kits and kind of get an idea of what's been sent out, and it tells you who the designers are. And there's a lot of great names of designers out there that you guys have worked with so far. And so are they designing new patterns, fresh patterns for your kits, or are you taking patterns that they've already had and kitting them up for people?
So it's both.
In the subscription.
It's both.
Okay.
So sometimes it's a special one. And then sometimes it's something that's recent. And then sometimes it's like something that's like an older evergreen pattern that we just love. And we're like, we want to make it this one. We really try to make sure that for any designer or any yarn maker that we work with, that there is at least 6, preferably up to a year time gap between them, because we want, again, to always be different and new.
Right.
But yeah, so some months it's a brand new one that hasn't been released yet, and we've worked with the designer specifically on it, and some months it's not. But that's, again, what makes it fun. It's like, a little Christmas, or
Right.
it's just some kind of little, like a birthday present every month. You just don't know what you might get.
Yes, that is the fun of kits. Okay, so let's see here. Just going through my questions, making sure I'm hitting the ones that I wanted to. I wanted to talk to you about where your inspiration comes for each of these kits, because you're picking a designer, you're picking a yarn that kind of go together. Is there something that you put together, like themes or something like that, for each month, so you kind of know where you're going, or you just kind of see something you like and you say, I want that for the next month?
It's going to be both of those answers as well. First, we're a team of 5 people. So
Yes.
sometimes we're able to plan way ahead. And then sometimes we're like, oh, we forgot about next month. What are we going to do? Usually not too that bad, but it really depends. I mean, we try to keep it seasonal in nature. So you are not going to get a worsted weight woolly cowl kit
Right.
in June. It's just because we know, like, we do try to make it seasonal. And like, here's one that we did. Actually, I have, like, the problem is a lot of times our samples are like out the door. We borrow them. So like, I only had one, but this is, we did this
beautiful.
last May, and this is Art Yarns. And so the theme, we worked with Iris on her monthly exclusive colors that she does. And so this was her wildflowers color that she did for the month of, I think it was April and May last year. And so it was very appropriately spring themed, because it was wildflowers, and it's a really nice, it's the merino cloud. So it's like squishy and super light, really perfect for spring. So we do things like that. And then again, sometimes it's just like, we really like the pattern and we want to do it, and the yarn dyer is available. So that's what happened.
Very nice. Cool. So do you have multiple or different projects that you do? So you're talking about a cowl, you showed a shawl. What kind of other varieties can they expect if they sign up for the subscription?
We have found typically the most favored options are shawls. So they're most of the time going to be shawls. Occasionally there's a cowl. Like we did this one, and I only have the yarn because I don't have the sample. But this was with Wonderland Yarns. And they make the super famous, the sushi scarf people. So if you've ever seen the scarf that looks like a roll of sushi, that's these guys that do it. It's like one of our like really most popular kits.
I have packs of their minis that are so pretty. Like I can't use them because they're so pretty. Like
they're so, and it's so squishy. It's
yeah.
I love it. And that sushi scarf is like the funnest thing in the entire world, because it literally looks like a roll of sushi. I love it. It's absolutely so delicious. And we had way too much fun taking pictures of it. But this was their diminishing colors cowl. And so you can kind of see like, it's like a little spray thing. So this was an example of, something that we've done before. So, yeah, it's like all sorts of different options. Most of the times, like we've done hats before, and we have found that, and love feedback from anyone in the chat group, but like we found that people aren't so excited about hats, although I love hats. So we try to stick to something more along, like a scarf or a shawlette or a cowl, and then obviously shawls. And we do tons and tons and tons of shawls. And we do toss it up. Sometimes they're single color, sometimes they're multicolor. So again, you just never know.
You never know. So do you have like a Facebook group or something that everybody can all get together once they get their kit and be like, hey, this is how far I got, I'm having trouble here, or anything like that?
We don't yet, and we need to work on getting that. Again, we're such a small team. Sometimes it's like we have someone who helps me with our social media, and she's awesome, but we're just like wearing a little too many hats some days.
Right.
So,
Caitlin, we don't know what that's all about at all.
No, not at all.
We're a team of two.
Hard. Anyone wants to
yeah.
say about owning your own business, like, it must be so much fun. It is, as long as you don't sleep.
Yeah. Amen.
I had a boss who used to always tell me, well, between the hours of 2 and 4 in the morning, could you do this for me? As a joke. And I was like, I kind of feel like that's my life, right? It's been like my life for the past 4 years. But yeah, we are, we have our Instagram. We do most of our stuff through Instagram, quite honestly, just because it's so fun to post all the pictures and stuff. But Facebook groups, I've been kind of thinking about playing with it. I know I belong to a few myself, but it's a time problem, because if I do something, I have to be able to commit to it. And I'm also doing a lot of the technical back end work on the website and then for the business.
Yeah, I highly suggest outsourcing any of the Facebook stuff, because you don't have time for that. You gotta do what you're good at and let somebody else focus on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally get where you're coming from with that.
Okay, so I have another question for you. So you showed us that cowl that you had. You showed us the shawl. Those are both knit. Do you do crochet patterns as well?
For our club, it has been pretty much knitting only. And it is something that we want to work on, where we can come up with an option for both. Again, it's just, we're always so limited by how tiny our team is. And if the club was the only thing that we did, then maybe it'd be a little bit different. But we're literally doing this and launching like sometimes up to like 15 new kits a week in our email. So it's in our back end, like, to make the magic happen, it's not like we throw up a box. There's a lot of crazy tech that goes into building up those kits to make them work really well and make it easy for customers.
Right.
Very cool.
I want to ask about your Facebook advertising, because it's very, very effective.
Thanks.
I mean, I know that it's probably I shouldn't say no. My guess is that it's probably targeted to knitters and crocheters or whatever it may be. Because I see your ads all the time. And I'm always clicking. I'm like, oh, what's that one? And I look at the color combinations that you display, and I'm like, oh, I hadn't thought of that one. And so they're very enticing. You do a very good job on those. Having a background in social media and such, was that something that you knew immediately you wanted to continue with Facebook? And the reason I'm asking this is because I have a lot of other designer friends and other companies that I work with, and the whole discussion of how much do you advertise on Facebook, because Facebook is constantly, evolving and changing. I mean, it's just like Google in that sense. So I'm really curious about how much it plays into your like marketing budget and how much you rely on it. And I mean, I'm hoping you're seeing good results, because I'm seeing your ads all the time, and I just think they're wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We do invest a lot. I mean, we're a scrappy tech startup. I mean, we bootstrap a lot. I mean, we do go down the route that we've, positioned Kitterly as a tech startup. So, and we're in Los Angeles, and we're part of what they call Silicon Beach. So, you got the Snapchats in Los Angeles, and you have the Just Fabs in Los Angeles, and all sorts. Dollar Shave Club, that's another big one here. But I actually have a background in social media. So I was an early MySpace employee, if anyone remembers MySpace.
Yeah. Wow. That's going way back.
OG. So yeah, I worked at MySpace for a really long time. And yes, Tom is a real person. He's a really nice guy, and I used to work with him, and we're still friends on Facebook.
That's cool.
And he has an amazing Instagram if you look him up, MySpace Tom on Instagram. Okay. He's retired and semi-retired, and he takes photographs all over the world. He's living an amazing life.
That's cool.
But it's still the way, the picture like with the marker. Yeah, so my background is in like product and marketing. Before MySpace, I worked in consumer products. So I worked at a couple toy companies. That's where I started my career. So for me, marketing and advertising has always been a big part of like what we do. So we just found with Facebook, I know other people do a lot of like search engine marketing or Pinterest and stuff. And we just found with Facebook, we do work with someone who helps us do all of the advertising. So it's not literally me sitting there like buying ads. I'd lose my mind. It is technical. I mean, if you're going to do advertising on Facebook you do have to invest a little bit of money, and you do have to have someone who really understands how to do it, because you can very easily spend a lot of money and not have any return. But for us, like, we really we use it as a vehicle because we see there's so many people on Facebook and that whole network that Facebook has, especially with Instagram. So it's great to hear that you guys have picked up on it and see it and that it works, because for what all we want to do, and it's terrible, but it's like we want to tempt you with something really pretty.
You're doing that for sure.
Yeah, you can check that box.
And it's, we do a lot of the stuff inside, in-house. We work with our designers, to you work with them with photography, or they send us samples and we shoot them again ourselves in-house. We have a graphic designer. She does a lot with we don't have there's no fancy photo studio or anything. Literally, she shoots everything in a front window of our office space with no lighting. No, it's all natural lighting.
That's awesome.
And yeah, she's amazing. Like, she is, she does a really great job. And we just find that it's such a great community aspect because people really care about crafting and like to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I don't do it enough, but the whole like, I always joke around the hashtag I made this. It's like, you're wearing something beautiful right now, Caitlin. And when someone comes up to you, did you make this? Yeah, I made it. So it's,
even if they don't ask, I tell them.
So I think like people can use Facebook and social media in great ways. And I know lots of amazing designers in your companies who use social media and probably don't pay a penny to, do any advertising. They're just really on there, posting at the right times and, investing in it from a time perspective. And we do that as well. We also do a lot of email marketing. It's a more technical term for everyone, but we find that, again, like communicating with our customers and updating them with great emails of awesome projects, of inspiration, of things that they could do has been a great way to talk to our customers.
So note to self, everybody, if you want to be tempted by beautiful projects and yarn, go sign up for their email address or their email newsletter. Cool. Okay. So before I'm getting itchy over here to like open the kit, but before we do that,
I'm impressed that you've waited this long.
All right. Thank you. Let's go over real quick the cost of the membership, what shipping, if that's included, not included, and where you ship to. Is it just the US or outside of the US as well?
So the cost of the club is $49.95 a month, and that gets you something that's going to be anywhere from like $55 to sometimes even higher in value. Just depends on the month of like what we decided to get. You do pay for shipping, and I can't remember a shipping cost. I'm sorry. It's like between like, I think it's about $5 for shipping, flat rate shipping in the United States. We do have international shipping. We will ship it internationally. We have set prices on that as well. And it just depends on the country,
right?
Where we ship to. And so we do ship internationally. And then if you pay applicable sales tax.
So you could find the countries that you ship to on your website. It'll be all there.
Okay. Yeah. And we ship to Canada. We ship to Australia. We ship to Japan, a couple Asian countries. And then we ship to most of the European Union countries. Okay. So I think pretty much all of the European Union. The other, there's those other countries we can't quite figure out. Again, small team, and to calculate the shipping and estimate it gets a little hard. So
right.
But if you really want it, if you're from a country that we don't ship to right now, just email us. We'll try to figure it out for you.
Great. So then with the membership, before we open the kit, is it always a monthly fee, or can you like buy 3 months at a time, 6 months, a year, anything like that?
We just do month to month.
Okay.
I'll be honest, because we're so small and the technology to track all of that, kudos to clubs who can do it. It's just, again, we put so much work into, there's a lot of manual labor and love that goes into every month. So we just find it's easier. It's a monthly thing and you can cancel at any time. So if you need to take a month off or something, just email us and we'll put you on hold for a month, and you can come back at any time too. We'll always take you back.
It is an automated process. So once you sign up, you're in it every month, unless you would go in and cancel it.
Yeah. And as long as you cancel, we bill, so if you sign up for the month that you're in, so this first month you sign up, that one's taken care of. And then every following month we bill on the 5th of the month.
Okay.
So you have to cancel if you need to cancel for the, that month, you have to contact us by the 5th. Because we do plan, we have to buy all that yarn, and it takes a long, especially when you're buying that many clubs, you need time to tell the dyer how long, how many things they would need. And we don't want to under buy. So.
Right. So if you bill on the 5th, and so let's just go with May, because that'll be the next one. So you would bill on May 5th. When does that box get shipped out to everybody then?
We ship out around the 20th of the month. So we shipped our boxes out this month, which was weird because it was Easter holiday. So it made it a little, but everything got shipped out by Friday of this past week. So because the 20th is on a Saturday. But yeah, so the boxes always ship out by the 20th. So what happens is like the week before we're going to do the shipping, we send out the email to all of the club members that asks you, here are your color options. Tell us what you want. And so then we do that. And then it takes us a couple days because we got to matchy that all up. And then we try to get it out. Very rarely does it go out after the 20th, but occasionally, like we had one time, something coming from Germany and one of the boxes got lost. And so
that's not good.
It arrived, but we had to ship it out like on the 22nd. Because
I have a question for you. So a couple of the kits that I'm looking on here, because I'm looking at Hohi's designs because I think she's awesome. And it says that the kit is available. You have to purchase the pattern on Ravelry. How does that work? So are some of the designers you're just like, I love her designs, we're put together a kit, but you have to buy the pattern. So I'm curious if that's how that's working.
Yeah, so we have, most of our designers, like we like to have the very direct relationship, and we have a direct relationship and a good relationship with Hohi, just especially with her being in a different country. That was the one that we do kit out without the pattern. So, but most of the time, we'd like to be able to give the pattern too, because again, we want you to not have to shop at multiple places.
Got it. All right, cool. I was just curious about that. All right, Caitlin, you're up.
Okay, let's open it up. So this is what you guys get in the mail, so you know where it's coming from, because it says Kitterly right on here, which is awesome. Okay, so this is the April box. So anybody who was signed up already got this box. So if you got your kit, if you got yours and you didn't open it, close your eyes if you want to be surprised. So. Okay. Oh, and so I did get a color choice, and I think I picked the teal colorway, which I don't know how that all worked out, but look at that.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Hold on, I gotta look what else is in here.
I get so jealous of you with these kits.
I know.
You're just like, man.
Ooh. Okay, so guys, the pattern is not in here. It comes digitally to you with your kit and everything. So this just kind of briefly tells you about what the pattern is. But then you don't have to worry about having the printout. You can print it out if you want to, but it comes digitally. So this is an asymmetrical triangle shawl. Oh, I am so happy. Okay, so the yarn that comes in this one, sorry, I'm going to try to open this quietly because it has
cellophane.
Yes.
Cellophane.
Sorry.
Like that musical.
Oh my gosh, look at these colors. So this one is the big teal wave, and then this one is called drum roll, and they are perfectly put together. This is from Spun Right Round. Now, Marley, you're going to sing on this one too?
You spin me right round, baby, right round. My head, baby, right
And
round.
the yarn is from Rochester, New York. So a U.S. company, which is awesome. It's handmade in the U.S. It is a merino, 100% superwash merino.
Very cool.
Awesome. So you get your yarn in there, and then you'll get your pattern in an email. And this tells you about the designer of the shawl. And so so if people are interested in this, now that they see the yarn and everything, when can they go on your website to buy the extra kits?
Check their email tomorrow.
Check your email tomorrow. So, but usually it takes like a couple days until that would go up on the website.
Yeah. So
Okay.
typically we'd wait longer, but just because the way the holiday hit and everything, especially because we were doing the big announcement, we were being revealing with you. We're like, all right, we'll do it Tuesday. So yeah. So I don't know if you want to, it's my iPad, but it's the Amba O'Brien's Aziz shawl.
Very pretty.
And it's a really, this is an example of a really new pattern. It's not, she didn't do it just for us. She had just launched it and we were like, oh my God, we have to do it for a Kit Club.
Beautiful.
And I actually don't think we've ever done a Kit Club with Amba before. So we're really excited about it. And then Spun Right Round is just one of our favorite dyers. She's so awesome. She's such
colors
a cool,
are gorgeous,
hardworking, like female entrepreneur, like busting out and doing beautiful colors. And I did want to tease everybody that I have the other colors here. Because I'll be honest, Kendall, I didn't know which one you got, so I brought all three. I'm actually working out of my house today because we have better internet here, and I didn't want it to
cool.
stop. But this is the original pictured colorway.
Oh, that's pretty.
So, and this is where her names are always so funny. So the gold color is called Call Me Ale, appropriately, and then the Cupie is the speckle that I just untwisted.
That's pretty.
And it's just like so fun. So this is to mimic. This isn't the original yarn she did it in. We just decided to do our own that we loved. And then there is a purple color combo. So Kendall, Caitlin, sorry, if you like purples, sorry. I know the teals are awesome. So this is Lunar Spell is the dark purple.
That's beautiful.
Oh.
That was my second choice.
The name is hilarious. It's called Part Werewolf.
Oh
Okay,
my gosh,
so if you don't
awesome.
have anybody for those awesome yarns, I'll give you my address because that's awesome. I like purple.
Yeah, I love. We try to always have something purpley because we have found that people love
love
purple.
Mhm.
It's my favorite color.
I'm married to a person. My husband's last name is Violet, so there's a lot of purple
That's
in my house.
awesome. That is awesome. Oh, so cool. Yeah. My husband's last name is Bird. But it works. Marley Bird. I told him if he ever divorces me, he doesn't get his name back. So it's gone. I'm like, I've trademarked that. It's mine.
Very cool. Okay. So, I mean, I'm hooked. And once you go check out their website and start looking at their patterns or the kits and everything, I think you're all going to be hooked too. It's just absolutely amazing and beautiful, beautiful things. And if you haven't seen them on Facebook yet, I don't know what's wrong with your Facebook account because it should show up and you'll just drool over everything you see.
For real. Yeah. And inspiring, like the color combinations that they put together, you guys. Like, if you've never tried to put together color combos, you guys, you don't understand how difficult it can be. Like it's really hard. Caitlin and I, sometimes I'll go to a new pattern and I'm just like, what color should I put together? And we'll spend like a good 30-45 minutes just trying to put together something that we think might work. And then I have to swatch it and play with it. Like it takes time to put together good color combos. So I couldn't even imagine for the number of kits you're putting together and then the various colors that are available for each kit. Like that's a lot of work. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Yeah. I can't take credit for a lot of it, although I do lobby for purple as every time I can get. But our designer who does all our photography and stuff, she also really oversees all of the color selection. And if I was at the office right now, you would see our work table, which is also / our desk area, is completely covered in yarn because she just lays it all out like in like color coordinated, like RG Biv, a Roy G Biv.
Yeah,
layout so that she just sits there and like puts colors together like all day long. It's very tempting, but it is hard because sometimes even when you like pick something out, and sometimes we have to order, like when we're ordering yarn, we're ordering it from looking at pictures on the internet, and so we're always like,
that's hard, man.
Work out.
That's hard. I totally get you. When I had to select yarn colors for my own yarn line, like it was so hard. It's just hard because it's not only, and I'm thinking we can relate to this, is it's not only, oh, that's a beautiful color, but it's partnering it up with something else that's going to be equally beautiful. And I think that's the trick, because you've got to find like this gray might be pretty and you might be like, oh, I love this gray. And then there's this green that's really pretty, but they don't look good together. But maybe a different shade of green and this gray might look really good together. You know, like I don't know. I think you do a great job.
Thank you. It's a labor of love. If I do help out, it's a lot of fun. But I try to, we have a great team that knows what they're doing. And my co-founder, she does all of the research. She's like out there working with our designers and talking to them and getting heads up. We put together all sorts of fun programs. We just did a program with a dyer out of Germany called Watt Collection. And so we just launched our first initiative with Casa Pinka. She designed something in Watt Collection's yarn. And so you'll be seeing that coming out every year. And that's all them and their magic. I just get to drool over everything and then want to stash it because I don't have enough time to knit anymore. But
I understand that too. Completely. So cool. Caitlin, I love what you got. Like, it's really pretty.
I'm excited to get started. But before we go, we can't forget we have a special coupon code for Marley Bird followers.
Oh.
So until April 30th. So what is that? A week, right?
Yeah, a little over a week.
Today's the 22nd. Yeah.
So next Tuesday, you have until next Tuesday to go and you can get 25% off your first box. So that would be for your May box. And you need to use the code MarleyBird25. So Marley Bird all together. Does it have to be capitalized?
I don't think so. I think it'll it'll accept whatever case.
Okay,
just
so
the
as
word
long as
Marley
it's
Bird.
Marley Bird, so MarleyBird, and then the number 25, and you'll get 25% off your first purchase or first kit if you purchase before the 30th of April.
Yeah. And if you buy anything within that transaction, so you can sign up for Kit Club and you can buy other stuff in the same transaction, you'll get 25% off everything.
Oh,
hurry,
that's cool.
Run, go buy it all.
I love it. That's very generous. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for having me on and having us on and wanting to unbox our little Kit Club.
I think it's awesome. I love this. And the 25% off everything, we're going to have to make sure we include that in our newsletter going out too, and link to this video so they can know what it's all about. I'm so thrilled you came on because first off, to find out that you are a smaller company is intriguing because I thought you were just this very large company. And so it's nice to learn more about you and know that, you're just somebody trying to make it happen just like all of us. And it's just great to be able to support you and let people know about you.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. It's, we're a teeny tiny team, but small and mighty.
I love it. You're doing a great job.
Doing what we love. Thank you.
Fantastic. Caitlin, do you have anything else?
That's all that was on my list.
Awesome.
So thank you. It's beautiful. Go drool.
Thank you all.
Awesome. Mary, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. And everybody else, please go check out Kitterly. I've put a link in the video description box of this video so you can check it out. It's a bit.ly link so that way I can see how many of you are going there from this podcast. That'd be really great. But if you use the code once again, and it's good until April 30th, 2019, because this actually, just is continue. The video stays up forever. So I want to make sure people know. It's MarleyBird25 and MarleyBird is how you spell my name. MarleyBird25. Get 25% off everything. That's very generous, you guys. Please make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Thank Mary and Kitterly. Did I say Nitterly earlier? Did I say that? Did I do that again? Oh, Kitterly, right?
No, you said it the right way.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I've been telling myself, don't say Nitterly. I'm like, did I just do it again? Anyways, Kitterly, you guys, go check it out. Thank you so much once again for joining us. And I hope all of you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.
Bye.